Be strong.
It is known as the honeymoon capital of the world. It is Pennsylvania. It is the Virtual Poconos. In a track tonight, we will say, what turn 4? It's because it's a 3-turn track, and it is very fast and has 3 different sets of corners, and it is the host tonight of race number 2 of the Black Horizon Playoffs. And, of course, the 10-man race to the championship continues here tonight at the Virtual Pocono Raceway. It is the special here for the GLSR 175, race number 2 of the playoffs, race number 12 of the season here for the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series, the Black Horizon Brewery Truck Series. I am the captain. We welcome you in tonight to what is going to be a fantastic race. We remind you as we get started, make sure you go check out GreatLakesSimRacing.com and get your fantasy lineup started before the race begins, and you have a chance to win that butt kicker prize. So make sure you do go to GreatLakesSimRacing.com to get your lineup set. Mine is all set to go, and hopefully yours is too. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter tonight's race. Of course, Zach Ahmann, he leads by default because he won last week's race at the Virtual Lucas Oil Raceway, so he is looking to go 2 for 2 tonight in this race. And, of course, a whole lot of drivers chasing after him, including teammates there, Dane Cruz, and you also see, obviously, Caden Atkins and William Calhoun up there in third, Blaine Sparling, Dalton Dean, as I mentioned, Cruz there, Alan Best, who is actually not here tonight, And Sean Peachin, who is the 10th driver in the playoffs, he is unfortunately down in 10th, but still plenty of time to make up some room on this very fast and very wide 2.5-mile super speedway that is known as the Tricky Triangle of the Virtual Pocono Raceway. So we got that coming up for us. Take a look at the schedule. Of course, next week we go back to Indianapolis, but the big track for the race there on the Virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then, of course, we finish at the home of Black Horizon Brewery, the Virtual Chicago Land Speedway. Qualifying just about to wrap up here in just a moment. We want to invite you to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Appreciate the usual viewers tonight. Angel Vellante, Samuel Barnes, unfortunately not going to race tonight, so he'll be here on the stream. And Drift, who I hope has his air conditioning on, because where I deliver packages for FedEx, I'm about 20 minutes north of him. And I could think of about 5 different instances today where I just felt like falling over because it was just that darn hot. It is hot in Georgia, officially, and amongst other places where you might be living in America. So, with that said, Noah Maori looks like is on the pole right now. Still got a few other trucks yet to qualify. He is at a 55.10 right now. Caden Atkins is second. Sean Peachin, who is going to be a sleeper tonight, in my opinion, starts third with Matthew Telder fourth, and that is going to be the pole for Noah Maori tonight as they come to the grid. And we will set the starting lineup for you. So let's take you down to the track. Let's get the schedule off the screen and get you ready for 175 miles and 70 laps of racing around this tricky triangle. As you see Maori in that number 8 truck. Let's get him up here and let's have a little chat with him. Noah had a little bit of a rough week last week, and let's see if he can bounce back here this evening as we get him up here into the broadcast booth this evening. Noah, I'm stalling just so I can get to your microphone and turn you on here before everybody's like, I can't hear him. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Noah. Well, obviously last week was a rough week. I know there were some words said, and we've moved on from that. A new race tonight, and you have went out here and won yourself the pole.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked that I was fast at all. I didn't get an opportunity to practice this week, so just kind of came into this one blind. I can't remember the last time I ran a race at Pocono. Certainly can't remember the last time I ran a Pocono race in the trucks. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to be even somewhat fast. Certainly blown away to be on the pole.
Yeah, definitely a great lap for you. Obviously, though, you got to do 70 of those kind of laps tonight to get yourself a victory potentially this evening. I know it's been long awaited and long overdue because you've run well throughout the season. You and your whole entire team has run well. Do you feel like tonight's the night that you could get out there and run 70 good laps and steal yourself a win tonight?
You know, I feel like the last several weeks have been really good opportunities to do this, to get a win. But man, I just got to stop making mistakes. I think that's been kind of the problem with our entire team. We've run well and we're fast every week. We just make mistakes and shoot ourselves in the foot. And I think if we can avoid that tonight, I think we'll be pretty good.
All right, bud. Well, we wish you the best of luck there. Get your tires warmed up. You got your teammate there on your outside, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Noah Maori there. Starting on the pole this evening, a great bounce back after a rough week at Lucas Oil Raceway, but Noah definitely knows what he's doing, and he's on a pretty fast team there, and he is going to do a good job there as we get him down to his channel this evening. And Jason Clark joining us. The overlay still up. I'm assuming he's talking about early when I had the schedule up. So starting lineup for the race here. Let's see if we can fly through it really quickly. Noah going to start next to Caden Atkins. Sean Peachin, Matt Telder, row number 2. Drift and Chris Evans, row 3. Cody Beatty, Brian Sutphin, row 4. And by the way, the P's you're seeing on the screen, those are playoff drivers. Justin Monnerant and Dane Cruz, row 5. Row 6, Zach Allman. Not a good qualifying effort for him tonight. Alongside Lucas Strayer, Cedric Ingram, William Calhoun, Robert Johnson, Christopher Dean, Brandon Trejembo making a return tonight, Blaine Sparling in row number 9. Row 10, Jason Dalton and Ben Pierce. Row 11 tonight, William Martin, Travis Ikavachi, Robert Lukens, and Anthony Marshall. going to be the 24 trucks that bring them to the green flag. As I mentioned, 70 laps, 170 miles going to make up this here for the GLSR 175. Green flag race number 2 of the Black Horizon playoffs is green. Down into turn 1, track shaped like Trenton right here. 12 degrees of banking as they go down the Long Pond straightaway to a lead by Caden Atkins as they head to a corner that emulates the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where they'll be next week. All 6 degrees of banking into the tunnel turn. They'll roll down the short chute here. If you've never seen a lap of Pocono, that's why I'm explaining it to you. And down to turn 3, which mimics the Milwaukee Mile. All 6 degrees of banking right here. Actually, it's 9 degrees in turn 2. Let me get that correct. And only 3 corners making up the tricky triangles. Lap number 1 goes to Caden Atkins. Sean Peach and Noah Maori, Matthew Teller drift up to 5th. Three wide racing down one of the longest straightaways in all of racing. As you see the battle on for second, Noah Maori getting to the inside of Sean Peachin. The draft's going to play a pretty big role around this track. Sutphin kind of sliding up the track a little bit. It's going to allow Dane Cruz to his inside in at 46. And 65% fuel, obviously, in these cars. As they go through turn 1, you see Sutphin looking low on Chris Evans there in that 98 truck, still running his throwback from the Lucas Oil Raceway race. Justin Bonner right there also with Cody Beatty down into the tunnel turn there. You do not want to go side by side much into that tunnel. It can be very tricky. Seems like a lot of his track's pretty tricky when you think about it. Caden looking pretty good with his team intact, or teammate, I should say. Let's check on the guy that dominated last week in Lucas Oil Raceway, way on back here in the 11th position, Zach Ahmann. You thought that was bad. Let's go even further back. There's Calhoun in the 16th position right now. Down into turn 1. Calhoun up the Long Pond straightaway right behind his teammate William Martin down into the tunnel turn. Ooh, a little tight there. There's a trick to navigating that tunnel turn. Right behind him you see Jason Dalton in a very, very, very special truck that I'm going to go ahead and talk about here. One that hits home to me literally tonight. Jason's been running specials, paint schemes and stuff, and a couple weeks ago he heard me talk about my daughter for a second, and he reached out to me immediately and he said, dude, I want to put a truck together. And it's tearing my eyes up saying this. My daughter, who's 2 years old, was diagnosed about a year ago with celiac, which is basically you can only eat gluten-free foods. It's a gluten-free allergy. It's actually an autoimmune disease. And I told him when we were doing this, like, I want to work on something where I either celiac.org or one of those not-for-profits, and I want to start building money for them and start raising awareness. I've done a lot for cancer, and I'm proud of that, but I want to turn my attention to this because it's something that is very overlooked. And what I mean by overlooked is I'm pretty certain that somebody in this race tonight, out of the 24 starters, either as a family member or themselves, has celiac. And either one doesn't know, or two is kind of hesitant to say anything. Because people are, let's face it, when we're diagnosed with something, we're kind of hesitant to go out and say, yeah, I got this or that, because you feel weird. As you see Zach Ahmann kind of getting pushed down by Evans a little bit. So Jason putting this scheme on his truck, one, I'm super proud of that for him and to do that, and I'm very thankful for him to do that for my daughter. But two, I want this to be the start tonight of, if you know somebody who battles celiac and you want to learn about this, go do it. Because it's something I think that can use a lot of development, and a lot of people get affected by it. And it can be bad, especially when you don't, when you have a 2-year-old or even at a time a 1-year-old that can't talk to you, it doesn't tell you what's wrong, yet she's sitting there throwing up, or her stomach's bloating out and stuff, and it's like, what's going on? And obviously you find this out. So, I mean, thankfully she's okay now, and we're taking care of her, and she's all good to go, but kind of scary at first. So thank you, Jason, for doing that, and make sure you check out that website, celiac.org. That's the website that I looked at, and I definitely want to support there. So, yeah. So look for something in the future where I think we're going to do some money raising for celiac disease and stuff. And there you go, Jason. There's my case in point right there. Somebody, and thank you for sharing that, Jason. So Sean Peachin has fallen back to the 7th position after starting up in the 3rd position. He's fallen back a little bit there. He's going to lose the draft there. The outside line going to go by Evans, and Zach pulls a elevator move there, and Evans almost chops him off there. That could have been really bad. But there's Bondurant in the monster, number 11. Well, I mean, it was scary because when you're sitting there watching your daughter just throw up for random reasons, and we're feeding her regular foods, and it's like, what the hell is making this happen? And to this day, she's still, outside of pancakes and waffles, I will honestly say she has not had a full dinner yet in over a year. It's because I think there's PTSD that has kicked in from it, and it's affected her. And she's scared to eat certain items now. And that sucks. Period. How I'd love to sit down and eat a pizza with her or something like that, or whatever. Eventually we will, but right now it just sucks. Anyways, back to the race. There's Peachin on the outside, again losing momentum. He's got his teammate there, Cody Beatty, going to give him a little shove down the straightaway as Bondurant's going to go by. This track very easy, especially coming off turn 3, to lose momentum being on that inside, and that's where you see that outside line go to work and able to get the run down the straightaways here. Great racing so far here, caution free. The 2 leaders, the teammates there from PPM. Now top 3, I should say, as Dane Cruz is up to 3rd. Matthew Telder with a great run right now in 4th, drifted 5th. I don't know. Telder's doing a good job lately. Of course, some news that actually got shared this week. A lot of racing news, like the silly season bubble started at the end of the podcast last week when I announced my new TIX racing team that's coming in next season. The dominoes started falling, and immediately afterwards, Jason Dalton, Brian Sutphin, those guys announced that Matt Telder is actually coming over to the KJD2 team and going to bring over a friend of theirs that I know from the short track leagues and stuff, and one that actually ran for me in the TI IndyCar League on Tuesday night. Sam Fontaine is going to run next season for them. Fontaine's an awesome driver, so I'm looking forward to seeing him next season. The guy that we call Gru going to be in the league next season. There's fighting going on here through the tunnel turn as Ahmann up to the 6th position, bringing Bondurant with him. Already 9 laps complete here. 65% of 30 laps is somewhere in the range of 20. So 18 to 20 laps, according to Drift, is going to be what we see tonight on pit road. So easily going to be a 3-stop race, but the window is open right now. If somebody wanted to try to run this race backwards, I don't know if it'd be smart with tire fall off, but you never know. 14 viewers watching tonight. We appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. In case you haven't noticed, we are now over 500 subscribers. So cheers to that. Appreciate you who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's never too late. Work our way to 600. Skywarn 78 crossing over Bonder right there, making a pass for position. Up to the 10th spot. There's Gru. These trucks have not really gotten away from each other. Front two are out to about a second lead. Dane Cruz about a second ahead of Teldert, and everybody else is under a blanket. Just running the draft with each other here. And just great racing everywhere. There's Calhoun up in the 12th position now. Dalton's followed him up through the field. Sean Peachin, unfortunately, has gone the absolute opposite way. Dalton or Christopher Dean back there with him too. I thought Dean might be looking better than he has so far here in the 15th position. But it's very tough to pass around this track. Oh, contact. Strayer gets into Evans and spins him in turn 3. This could be big. Caution's going to come out for the first time, but Chris Evans goes around. And Strayer with some damage. Evans with some damage. I don't know if anyone else got in this. And believe it or not, I think this only turns into a 2-car accident. Look at that 98 closely. I don't see, and I'm looking at these other trucks on the track, I don't see any damage on anyone other than maybe the 98 and the 41 of Strayer. Actually, I don't see any damage on the 98. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage off turn 3 here. Got Cody Beatty on his outside. Oh, Strayer hits those rumble strips on the inside and pushes up into him. Oh, and some net coat between Dean and Strayer. That's where that damage comes from. We're going to show the replay again. Watch really closely on the inside. Watch Lucas's left front tire. You're going to see it hit there's a set of rumble strips on the apron here. Watch this. Bang, right there. And then there's the net code there that brings in the damage between those two. Wow, that was a bad net code too. I don't know if it's early for tires. You might need them right here. You're in the window right now to make this a 2-stop race. Well, caution number 1 is out. Let's see if the drivers come to pit road here. You are going to hear me mute the race audio for just a second, just a heads up. Wow, Telder with some strategy. He's going to take the lead. All right, so what we're going to do here really quickly is we sit under caution for the first time. This is the here for the GLSR. I'm going to hear that. 175, of course, is a podcast that you can hear on Spotify and stuff. And what I wanted to do really quickly is for all of you to enjoy. I'm actually going to play a little bit of the podcast here during this caution. So the cars are going to be on in the background here for a second. But we're going to play a little bit of the podcast here as they come to one to go, and for you to enjoy here. And I believe this should work. So let's check it out here. This is the podcast. So Zach, what brought you to iRacing? Obviously, you being a young man, I know they have age restrictions, so we'll let the statute of limitations for that get out of the way here. What brought you to iRacing, and when did you actually start?
So, what brought me to iRacing was I was just like bored one day, like like most people in my generation. So I went on YouTube and I just felt like NASCAR. I saw iRacing. It was like a real Radman iRacing, like episode 1. I was like, I'll watch this, and I got interested. So the day after just someone.
And from there, yeah.
And what was that, like 2 or 3 years ago?
I think it was like 2017 of Christmas, so it was
4 years ago.
yeah.
So you're sitting there as like an 11-year-old on iRacing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Can I applaud your skill? Because I've been sim racing. I mean.
All right, I'm gonna work on that. If we get another caution here, I will. I'll get that back up and running. So, I figured I would try it. I did get a chance to sample it beforehand, so I will turn the volume up here right now, so that next time we get a caution, if we get one, you will be able to hear that audio over the air. And A for effort. I tried. All right, so going to go back green here. Matthew Telder took 2 tires, or if not fuel only, and he is going to lead this race. Caden Atkins second, Miari, Cruz, and Ahmann. There's the PPM guys up from 2nd to 5th. And then Brian Sutphin, I should say, Keith Calhoun, Cody Beatty, Chris Evans, Drift. Your top 10 as we'll go back racing here. Lap number 17 here at Pocono. As they stretch out 2, maybe 3 wide there. Bondurant thought about it, ended up getting out of the gas. There's Dean up the middle and into turn 1. Let's see if the tires stick. And immediately the 8 of Noah Miari's off the pace here. Beatty up the track, a little 3 wide. Telder up the track. Here comes Ahmann to the inside. As you see the battle for the lead up ahead is Dane Cruz inside of Caden Atkins. Into turn 3 as we're seeing Dean blink out a little bit back there. You can see where everybody kind of trying to get track position and stuff right now as they fight it out. As we look from the drones, of course, drone cams and all the cameras you're seeing brought to you by Track Cams for Gourmets. You can check them out there at trackcam22.com. All the oval, road course, VR, and so many different packages to choose from. And you can look at them again, trackcams22.com, offering us the awesome camera work you're seeing tonight here from the Virtual Pocono Raceway, where everybody's helping everybody run through the draft. Telder might be hurting himself with those tires. Down into turn 3, see Beatty kind of sliding up a little bit there as Maori trying to get the run off the corner through turn number 3. Problem is when you're getting that dirty air, the tires really show if you're not on fresh ones. As Atkins leads by about a 10th over Cruson and Ahmann and Sutphin there in the 4th position. Again, if you're just joining us tonight, you see the P next to the name of the driver on the ticker. That is the playoffs. is what that means, so you can see who is in, who's not, and who is racing for this Black Horizon Championship in the playoffs. As the battle is on up here for second, more teammates. Ahmann to the inside of Cruz. Not able to get the run. Now Sutphin going to drive it in, and here comes the Dean machine. Dean was running back in like 15th at one point here, just a few laps back, and he's up here going for the top 5. Oh, easy. Ryan almost got a little loose there. I don't know if he got hit by William. Up the track he goes a little bit. Nice save on everybody's part. Down into the tunnel turn here. 20 laps on the board out of the 70 here. We get 175 miles tonight at Pocono. Next week, back to Indianapolis on the big track for a 2.5 mile virtual fun race that could decide who is going to be in and who will be out of the Final Four race at Chicagoland in 2 weeks. As Ahmann looking to the inside of Cruz, that's for second. Back here, Bondurant to the inside of Telder. Telder getting worn out now on those older tires. Here comes Dalton on through in the Lucy truck. Ingram looking to the inside back there. Cedric in the 14th position right now. Of course, Cedric, I believe, going to be the first father-son tandem next season in the Great Lakes Sim Racing Series as part of the TIX Racing that was announced. The team that me and Chris Lewis are going to be bringing over into the league next season. Cameron Ingram is going to be a part of that team, the son of Cedric. So looking forward to that. I think Cam was in Discord earlier. Probably ignoring me, which doesn't surprise me. Everybody else does. But should be very interesting come next season with the new guys coming in. We might be seeing a field of about 30 trucks every race next season. As the battle for the lead is on, Caden Atkins, Zach Allman. All these trucks in here. Down into the tunnel. Caden getting a little bit of a run on that high side there. Going to try to work the draft here as Ahmann just trying to side draft and get as much room as he can. And Sutphin's going to drop it in there 3 wide. Sutphin has had some terrible luck this season. Every week I think I've called him a value pick, and it's mainly because of his luck. His luck has been so bad. The guy can drive a truck, as you can see. He's got great talent, but he's involved in messes every week, and it takes him out. As there's still 3 wide in turn 1. The draft is such a big thing here. They're going to go 4 wide. Nope, Calhoun sticks behind the 2. Seven trucks under a blanket, and look who's back up in the 7th there, Sean Peachin. Actually 9th, I'm sorry. Sean was falling back like a parachute was out on his truck or something. Is this not fun or what right here? The draft playing a big role this evening here. Ride with Sean down the Long Pond straightaway. See him kind of letting off the throttle, letting him roll into the corner a little bit. Oh, one truck's up against the wall. I think that's Dean. Saw him catch the outside wall, turn 2 there. saw that gray truck right there. I think that is Dean up there. The Black Horizon, number 48. As Ahmann is taking the lead, and all of a sudden he's put it in 5th gear up there. Now, I have not had a chance. I was going to do it Monday night, but I had not had the download yet to it. But coming up tonight, after this race, you're going to hear a peek of it at the next caution, but we will do the YouTube premiere of the next episode, the episode number 4 of the Here for the GLSR, which features Zach Ahmann. We'll debut that here. I'll get it downloaded. It's actually already downloaded. I just got to upload it to YouTube. We'll take a few extra minutes here, so maybe about 20 minutes after the race ends, I will get the matter of fact, as soon as this race ends, I will start uploading the podcast right away and get it for you as soon as we are done, so you can sit there and listen to it or whatever on YouTube here immediately after the race tonight. Sutphin able to draft back up on Ahmann and go for the lead into turn 1. And Brian going to the front. Well, he takes the lead there. The Dean machine under attack back here as Caden Atkins going to make the pass. There's the 99 behind him of Calhoun. Calhoun, the first ever driver to visit the podcast room with us. Here, Dalton looking underneath Bondurant for the 10th spot as he has jumped up into his draft. Now you see Cedric Ingram right back there with Chris Evans. I mean, there's battles everywhere on this track right now. Robert Johnson has had some issues. He is towed to pit road in the 20 truck tonight. Unfortunate deal there for RJ. And Ahmann and Sutphin just continue to swap the lead here. Back here at the field, you are the hunted right now. Atkins giving a push to Ahmann, going to push him down into the corner there. Now Caden had to get out of the gas, and that allowed Noah to drop to the inside here. And that's not Atkins, sorry, that's Cruz. Atkins is down the inside there with Noah. Fantastic racing here this evening. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully you're enjoying the action tonight. Pocono looking like Talladega out here. Calhoun looking for somebody to push. He's going to get up here. Let's give it a little bump here. As we're 29 laps complete, let's pull out the old strategy board here real quickly and see when the last time everybody pitted. It was at the caution at lap 14. We're 16 laps next time by in on the run. Obviously a couple caution laps here and there, so by my math, we should be looking at about lap 33 of these guys coming to pit road. Who will take tires, who will not take tires? We'll just have to see here. All right, so we're going to try it again here. Under this green flag run while they're racing for positions here and stuff. This is the here for the GLSR 175, but I want to definitely, I'm not sure if we're going to get another caution or not, and I definitely want to get you a couple minutes of what you're going to hear tonight on the podcast, of course, with the sponsorship here. So I'm actually going to turn down the iRacing simulator all the way here, so hope this will work. I think it should work. Looks like it's not actually going to work, so I'm going to turn that back up. I'm testing things as we go here. Not working too well, though. I was kind of surprised that the iRacing simulator didn't work the volume. Anyways, all right, I'll figure it out here. Technical issues. I'm learning as we go here. Maybe I have to create another audio avenue. This is called multitasking, by the way, for those who are wondering. You see them 3 wide up here. These guys are just swapping positions left and right as Sutphin and Maori start to put one's blinking in the middle of the screen there. It's Dean. The top 3 starting to kind of stretch it out now as these guys battle. The fighting here continues. To see the leader now, Brian Sutphin, out to about 10th or so on Maori. Zach Allman up to 3rd. And all they have done is just driven away from those other trucks because basically they're all drafting and stuff with each other. But pit stops are going to start literally any minute here. We'll listen to a little bit of the chat here. I haven't had that on all night, so I don't know what anybody's been saying. Now the 12 truck is on pit road right now. That is Telder. So Matt is on pit road, 4 tires and fuel for him, and a 14.9 second stop. He will stay on the lead lap with ease and pull away. So Telder going to be the first of these leaders to pit. You see Justin Bondurant's on pit road, and also William Martin. So 2 more lead lap trucks coming to pit road here in the start of the green flag cycle. This is lap number 34. And something tells me we are about to see the 26 of Brian Sutphin coming to pit road. as here comes a whole entire cast of leaders down the pit road. Maori's in, Ahmann, all these guys, Sutphin, Atkins, Cedric Ingram, the Dean Machine, all these guys, pit road for 4 tires and fuel. It looks like for everybody. You cannot cross over that blue line. You got to be very careful how you enter back on this track. And Sean Peachin going to inherit the lead here as they come to pit road now. And this is starting into a restrictor plate race all of a sudden. Everybody in for 4 tires and fuel. So 4 tires and fuel, and you're starting to see the other cars come off of turn 4 here, or turn 3. I knew I was going to do that once. And that is going to be Ahmann, who's going to take the lead. But the leader right now is Blaine Sparlin, sitting out here all beezy as sheezy. That is Snoop for by himself. Ahmann, Noah Maori, Atkins, Sutphin, top 4 now. Everybody gets back into rhythm now. All right, so now that everybody's done on pit road, here's attempt number 3. So let's see if I can get this to work here. This is episode 4 of the Here for the GLSR. This is all part of the Here for the GLSR 175 here at the Pocono Raceway, and this is a little preview of what you're going to hear after the race. This is Zach Ahmann who joins us on the podcast.
Pocono, I'm ready to talk more about that.
So Zach, what brought you to iRacing? Like what? Obviously, you being a young man, I know they have age restrictions, so we'll let the statute of the limitations of that get out of the way here. What brought you to iRacing, and when did you actually start?
So, what brought me to iRacing was I was just like bored one day, like most people my generation. So I went on YouTube and I just searched up like NASCAR games, and I saw iRacing. I think it was like a Real Radman iRacing, like episode 1. I was like, I'll watch this, and I got interested, and I started looking into stuff, and I joined the day after Christmas, I want to say.
And from there,
And what was that, like 2 or 3 years ago?
I think it was like 2017 of Christmas, so it was
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there as like an 11-year-old
Man,
on iRacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I applaud your skill? Because I've been sim racing, I mean, on iRacing and other simulators, predominantly Gran Turismo, for a long time. And I'm just getting to the point where I would call myself sub-mediocre. And the fact that, and maybe it's YouTube, I don't know, that'll be my excuse. Maybe you guys have good references. I mean, people got fast without... People could figure it out. Maybe I just never was good at figuring it out. But I'm blown away by what you guys can do. I mean, the amount of guys I've raced that are your age that are just freaky fast, it blows my mind. I am so impressed all the time that you guys are able to do that just so quick, because I've struggled so long for all these years to figure it out. But you mentioned Kyle Busch. Has he always been like that guy for you? You watched the races as a kid and that you just automatically gravitated toward him? I'm just curious how we all have that driver that we looked at as a kid that we have in our mind watching them race, and we think about their driving. Why was, and maybe I'm assuming a little bit, but why was he that for you?
So I remember one day my dad was just watching NASCAR on the TV. I came downstairs from my room. I saw it on, and I was like, you know what? This looks pretty cool. And then I saw this ad with like Kyle Busch in it, and it was like, I don't remember what the ad was about, but it was like he looked really cool, and I was like, that driver looks great. And then I started watching him, look a little bit more into him, and I was like, "Yep, he's definitely my favorite driver."
I got to ask the obvious question. I want to kind of bring up that, your intro into iRacing. Do you remember that conversation turning to your parents and being
Oh,
like, "Hey, got this thing I want to do. The wheel only cost me like $200. We'll just throw a number out there. 12 or at time $13 a month, or maybe 150 for the whole year. All these tracks that you have to spend $13 on, all these cars you got to spend $13. So some you got like $2,000 I can spend."
so I was actually a pretty smart kid when it came to money, so I had like maybe 2 grand saved up at the time. I was like,
What?
I was like, "Hey mom, hey dad," like I was sweating bullets because I was like, "Are they gonna say no?" I was like, "There's this thing called iRacing. It looks really cool. I was curious if, I used my own money, but like on your credit card, but like I paid you back and I could get into this." And I was like so happy when they said yes. They're like, "We're gonna think about it, but maybe that's a thing you can get for Christmas." And I was like so happy.
That there is a preview of what you're going to hear tonight. So yes, there was a couple things we learned, and I'll go ahead and share this really quickly. Zach Ahmann is a lot more intelligent than you people think. Let's just put it like that. I was very impressed with his demeanor and stuff during that interview and stuff, and I think you're really going to be impressed by that. But also know that Zach Ahmann had a finance plan put together for iRacing. That's official. Without interest, by the way. That's the more impressive part. So Zach continues to lead here at 42 laps. You'll hear that whole entire episode. We're going to play it on, of course, the stream on YouTube following the broadcast of the race tonight, but you can always go check it out right now on Spotify and on other podcast forums and stuff like that. So make sure you go and enjoy that. Actually, I was playing right off Spotify, matter of fact, to you guys. So that is here for the GLSR that we do each and every week. Sam Barnes and myself having some fun with interviews and so much more. Who knows who we'll have on next week. So Ahmann leads, Zach there in first. I'm getting mixed up here. Noah Mayari second. You got Caden Atkins third. Brian Sutphin there in fourth. Justin Bonder in a great run in the top five. Cody Beatty sixth. Dane Cruz seventh. Sean Peachin is eighth right now with Drift. And Cedric Ingram having a great run tonight in that 10th position. Something tells me his son is probably spotting for him tonight. As we are past the halfway point right now, as William Martin is back on pit road here. I think this is a little out of the window. I mean, William Martin pitted about the same lap as I look for the other truck that he pitted with in this race. So, interesting strategy here for the 5 truck. Got some damage on the right side. Left side's in fuel, and he's going to sit there for just a minute, it looks like, so he's going to get damage fixed. And once again, here we are at about the 44 lap mark out of 70, and I got to bring the obvious question up. PPM running 1, 2, 3 and dominating this race. We've said this so many times. It makes you wonder, is there going to be a sequence that hurts them and obviously damages their chance to win this race? Is it going to be amongst themselves? Is it going to be something that happens with a caution strategy or something? I mean, you obviously don't wish it on them, but you never know. I want to give a shout out to Brandon Trujembo here in the 14th position. Brandon, first race back in a few weeks in this number 1 truck. Good to see him back, as the Need Machine still having some blinking issues there. Chris Evans right there behind him. Former teammates there at the Ace Racing team. And this is for the 13th position here. And let's move up a couple trucks here as the battle with Dane Cruz and Sean Peachin and Drift right there helping him out, giving a little push down into turn 1. Blackjack Racer taking a position away from Cruz, and so is Drift. So Dane back in the 9th position right now. Not having the best of runs here. Not sure if he's got a little bit of a different fixed setup. Don't know if that's possible, but a different fixed setup from his teammates. I mean, there's little things you can do different. I want to remind you to make sure you check out GreatLakesSimRacing.com. All the great stuff on the website done by Travis Saikavachi, the boss man himself. You could check out the website for fantasy racing, also the schedule for the rest of the season, all the track records and tracks that they've raced at. You'll learn tonight that this is the first GLSR race at Pocono, the Virtual Pocono Raceway, and I think it's definitely done a great job tonight. You can check out team points, news, and so much more at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. I mentioned Cedric Ingram having a great run in the 10th position right now as he gets the draft up here on Dane Cruz right now for the spot. Inside he goes in that 19 truck, the Texas driver. Being very cautious there off the corner. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum. Calhoun's going to go by, and I saw one other truck shoot to his high side here, so we'll see if that truck pokes out. There it is. It is the 4 of Jason Dalton. Only one caution tonight. That came just back at lap number 10, I believe it was. A spin with Chris Evans off of turn 3. Contact with Tyler Brewer, or not Tyler Brewer. I see Tyler's in chat right now. Hello, Tyler, by the way. But that spin was actually from contact with the 41 of Lucas Strayer. Oh, I did not know this. Okay. Never mind. So Cameron Ingram is in Cedric's truck tonight. So you're actually getting a little sneak preview of one of my guys in a truck tonight. So look at that. So Cameron's doing a pretty good job there. I've been calling him Cedric all night, running in a 12th position. Cody Beatty up here also in the 78 truck. As a matter of fact, 3 teammates right there lined up, 78, 21, 14, all from Ace Racing. Running 6th, 7th, and 8th, trying to draft with each other up towards the top 5. They got about 2.5 seconds before they get to Bondurant. So about 3 or 4 laps, we will see the window open up here for the final pit stops of the race. The question going to be, well, Christopher Dean, it's actually going to be right now. He's coming to pit road in the 48 truck. The struggles tonight of this Black Horizon Ford. Right side tires going on. So it looks like it will be 4 tires and fuel here. And he pulls away. And a good stop there for Dean. Actually, a little longer, I should say. 17.3, so definitely working on some damage. But still, a way to get that fixed potentially and stay on the lead lap. As you see, the 4 leaders kind of getting tighter together here. So this draft is definitely a little on the OP part, as some like to say, or overpowering. As Trajembo's on pit road, Anthony Marshall is in, and Sutphin diving to the inside of Maori for 3rd. Ryan Sutphin trying to bust down that door of the bad luck and get that first career win tonight here at the Virtual Pocono Raceway. Now, if you go back and watch the fantasy video that I put up just a little bit ago, I was actually on board running some laps in the truck. I made a comment about the one way you can get away with putting Zach Ahmann, who is a $190 value, and or William Calhoun in your lineup with supplementing other drivers. Brian Sutphin was one of the guys you could supplement up here, I just saw some shuffling going on up ahead there. I wasn't sure what that was about. But Brian Sutphin was one of those drivers. If you were able to put, as Telder comes to pit road with Robert Lukens, Zach in your lineup, if you came back with a Brian Sutphin pairing, if he runs well, the pick is so worth it. But unfortunately, with the luck he has had this season, you can't really. I mean, it was a matter of taking that chance at that point. So Telder is in, Robert Lukens is in. You see the battle here with Dalton, with Dane Cruz and Cameron Ingram. As more trucks coming to pit road, Sean Peach and Bondurant, Beatty and Drift all coming in. Chris Evans, so the whole Ace Racing team on pit road now. The window is open, 19 laps to go to get to the finish. Again, we appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not so new to the channel, we appreciate you coming back each and every week and joining us for some fantastic racing. You saw a great truck race Monday night for the TI Truck Series. A fantastic finish to the IndyCar race last night from TI Racing and almost saw a last lap pass. A fight to the line, basically. And then here we are tonight at Pocono, looking like another exciting finish coming up for the GLSR Series. We'll take tomorrow night off. And we'll come back Friday night for the playoffs of the Blown Piston Racing League from the Virtual Martinsville Speedway. So some short track racing to finish out the week. Here on Captain TV is Dalton and Cameron Ingram to pit road. Four tires and fuel for everyone. So here come leaders to pit road. Blaine Sparling going to stay out another lap here and lead as Atkins, Allman, Sutphin, Mayari, William Calhoun, and Dane Cruz all to pit road. This is 17 laps to go. And you look up at the track map, you see the head of the pack is Bondurant going into turn 3 and 4, turn 3 right now. Four tires and fuel for all these guys as they pull away, and it's going to be Caden Atkins with a fantastic stop of 14.4. Going to get the jump out there. Now they're going to battle for second. Had to be very careful over that blue line. Oh, and Sutphin's going for a spin. And wrecks it into the inside wall, and that's going to bring the caution out. Caution comes out. Unfortunate deal for the 26. We'll have to see what happens here. Outside, it's the back end of the truck is torn up. Let's watch. Oh, Caden caught the apron there, and he got him loose, and Sutphin got loose. Oh, and he clips the inside wall hard. So Caden got loose on the apron, and I think either Sutphin was on the gas too much or just had to get out of it, and it brought the back end around. And just unfortunate circumstances. And once again, I talked about Brian Sutphin just a minute ago. His terrible luck continues, unfortunately, for him. And I believe he's a Pennsylvania driver, too, which is unfortunate. Watch here. You see Atkins gets loose there, and Sutphin just comes around. Oh, that inside wall right there got him. Now, he will be able to get that fixed, but not sure if he's going to have any more downforce or anything to work with here. We'll have to see. He's got plenty of time to get it fixed on pit road, but Blaine Sparling is going to be the leader as he comes to pit road here. Dane Cruz comes to pit road. Trajembo, Dean, Sutphin, as I mentioned, he's going to get damage fixed, and Telder all coming to pit road here. Only a couple trucks a lap down right now, and looks like William Martin is going to get the lucky dog and go back on the lead lap. Virginia, thank you, Tommy. I could not remember if it was I knew it was up, like, that region. Thank you for that update, Tommy. So caution out here for the second time this evening. Let's grab a driver and let's talk to him real quickly. Let's talk to the guy leading the race right now, Caden Atkins, who's had a fantastic run up in the lead right now of this race. Caden, of course, you and your teammates have had a pretty good fight up here at the lead, and not to mention some non-teammates. It's been some, I guess, surprising on my part, if you ask from a viewer standpoint, a lot more draft passes and stuff like that going on than I expected.
Yeah, it's honestly been like I've been like pushing teammates or getting pushes because it's really hard to clear people, so you just got to kind of lock bumpers with someone and push them ahead, so then maybe you can also get to the other person's inside or outside or wherever you're trying to pass. So yeah, it's almost kind of like Talladega at some points.
What kind of factors could be playing into this? Is it the weather? Is it maybe the grip levels on this track? Because normally in a later run, you kind of spread out in these trucks, but it's just like it's almost impossible.
I think it's honestly that there's a lot of close competition up here. Like Brian especially, it sucks that he wrecked because he was like putting or giving us a run for our money up here. So I was hoping to maybe fighting him for the win later, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just we're all pretty aggressive and close on speed.
Well, you definitely, you and teammates got it going there. You got Bondurant behind you there. You got the Ace Racing guys have looked good tonight. I think it's going to be a fantastic 14 laps here, so good luck to you, and hopefully you can keep it wide open as long as possible and maybe get a win.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be a little hard. Caden Atkins there in the lead as he's going to bring him to the green flag here at 14 laps to go. And he brings up a great point too that is easy to overlook is the talent level of this field. You get out here and get some practice and stuff, and these guys all have gotten better each and every race. And when you get these trucks all running in the draft and stuff, it brings the field together. And that's why I think next season, for season number 5, it's going to be out of control. I cannot wait for it. I can't wait for the last 3 races of this season. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try to do our segment, the one that we always get to try to do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but this is your chance to turn the volume up, enjoy yourselves. It is time to go and turn it up here on Captain TV as we get the restart with 13 laps to go. what a save back there. I don't know if you saw it in the background there. Chris Evans caught the outside wall and down into Dane Cruise's right side of his truck there. F46 has got some heavy damage after that transpired. And one other thing I noticed up here on the 8 truck, Noah Maori, look at the grill. That has got some damage on the 8 truck. So they're going to come to 10 laps to go. Can Zach Ahmann start the playoffs with 2 straight wins? With one of his teammates, or Justin Bonner, is Maori's up in the outside wall. Peachin's got to make the adjustment there as Noah had to get out of it. Unfortunate deal there for the 8. I'm sure he's a little frustrated about it. Beatty going to go by. There's drift. Noah getting the run down the outside here, but too much speed loss there with that damage, unfortunately, with the downforce and stuff. There's your top 3. Look at Bondurant. Best finish, a top 3 at Richmond. And here he is tonight trying to get his second podium. Brady Wilson, appreciate you watching, young man. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their race tonight and love seeing people cheering on others. That is such a cool thing to do. As you see the battle up here for the 4th spot now with Peachin and Calhoun and Dalton. Calhoun making the pass as these guys all fight it out up here in the top 5. 19 viewers watching tonight. Good number there as Dalton pokes his nose out in the Lucy Mobile. Definitely got to show her a photo of that truck tonight, or tomorrow morning when she wakes up. I'm proud of Jason for running that scheme, but Lucy, unfortunately, is sleeping now, so she's not going to hear, unless I scream and wake her up or something. She ain't going to see, unfortunately, the truck until tomorrow morning when she wakes up. So, oh, couple trucks getting the wall. Couple of the ace guys there. Beatty and Drift follow each other into the wall. That's true teamwork right there. And these guys are going really hard right now, trying to get the win in the best position they can, especially those playoff drivers. You see the P next to their names. And there's the 2 poking out on his teammate. Atkins going to go side by side in the tunnel turn there. That's going to give Bondurant a huge run off of 2 here. Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, he thinks better of it. Stays out of it. Smart move. Usually in that corner right there, if you get 2 side by side, it's kind of like Darlington. The 3rd truck will come and get the run. Or even like Indianapolis, hence that corner shaped like it. At the line there, Allman barely. And Chris Evans has had trouble, by the way, it looks like, and jumps to the pits. So trouble for the 98, unfortunately, taking his truck behind the wall. So tough deal there. Sorry to see that for Chris, who was having a good run earlier tonight. The 2-time Talladega winner. As, oh, the teammates are racing hard. This is where that topic we bring up is, you race each other hard, that's okay, but when does somebody make that mistake and the teammates go bye-bye? It has happened so many times this season. You got to be very careful. Contact right there in the turn 3. And they're trying to get us more podcast topics. That's just going to bring the rest of this pack into the picture. Look at Sean Peachin, another driver that's had terrible luck. He is running there in 4th. You heard the interview with Caden Atkins there during the caution. He said it's like a Talladega race out there, the way the packs come back together. Well, now this second pack is starting to catch this first pack again. Ooh, almost some contact with Ahmann and Bondurant for second. Ahmann push it up the track. Ooh, he gave room. That's going to kill both their momentum, though. And here comes the second pack. Eight trucks under a blanket. Yeah, I think we've harped on that topic an awful lot, have we not, Mr. Clark? Oh, one truck. That's Lucan's back there out of shape off one. So here's the thing. Now Ahmann's going to slide up the track here. Crossover by Peachin. Calhoun kind of saw it coming too. Did Sean get enough momentum, though, off the corner? He did. Here comes Dalton. This is for third. Oh, net code right there a little bit. I saw the contact. Looks like no harm, no foul in the 18 and the 21 here. I was looking at both trucks to see if anything. You could see where the contact happened, but they were like a couple inches apart, so there really wasn't contact, but there was. Caden Atkins, one win on the season. That came at the Wreckfest of USA Speedway in race number 3 of the season, as he's trying to get win number 2 of his GLSR career. Justin Bondurant looking for his first win. Zach Ahmann looking for his 11th career win. 3 laps to go. Big shout out to everybody who might be watching at Black Horizon Brewery. I know they've closed for the evening, but I know they like to broadcast the race and stuff, so if they get a chance to watch it later on in the week, they are going to have a fun one tonight at Pocono. And if you ever get a chance to get into the Chicago area, right outside Chicagoland, look up Black Horizon Brewery, the sponsor of tonight's Truck Series, or the whole season. Second season in a row they've sponsored it, but they have done a great job being part of the sponsorship. They'll show us on their screens actually on a Friday night with a packed house. It is definitely really cool to see. As they come, 2 laps to go. Atkins trying to break the draft of Bondurant. And now the caution comes out as we got trouble in 19. Cameron Ingram is in the wall. Cameron Ingram subbing for his father. Has wrecked over off turn 3 with 3 laps to go. And hello, green-white checker. Cody Beatty also involved. Cameron on the outside of Cody Beatty. Oh, net code. And, oh, wow. That was odd looking. That was very odd. Let's look one more time at this. Yeah, I have no clue what the hell just happened. I think I know what to blame. Oh, yeah, there's plenty. I mean, there's room. For some reason, Netcode is, like, on a roll tonight. I mean, there's a good... I mean, yeah, Cameron gets a little loose right there. But there's still 3 inches of space there. Will they eventually come together? Maybe. And then all of a sudden, Cody goes bye-bye and Cedric goes flying. Or Cameron, or whoever's in that truck. Wow, so that's going to bring a strategy into play here. And it looks like 10th on back is in for tires. Maori, Travis Ikavachi, Telder, Drift, Dane Cruz. So that's going to be interessante. So I find it interesting that when cautions come out on Wednesday nights, anybody else notice that my viewership spikes? It's like all the racers jump over to the stream to see what's going on. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm just being honest. So going to go back to green with 2 laps to go. Well, I appreciate that, Hook. And we're going to go back to green. And once again, I haven't heard any chat really tonight, and I wonder why. I haven't had the mics unmuted all night, so I haven't heard anything out of the race. So I'm just listening to them now, finally. So they're going to come back to green with 2 laps to go. Green, white checker. I think everybody is good to go on fuel. Keyword, I think. We do have some trucks that went in for tires. It looks like the top 10 all stayed out. Let me just verify that really quickly here. First truck on tires is Travis Ikavachi. Oh, whoa, one truck goes way up in the air. Travis Ikavachi is heading for the moon. And there's Travis. And that's caution. Well, we're going to have to go look at this replay, and I don't know what else to say about this one. It's funny. Hook says this is professional-looking stuff, and all of a sudden we get a green flag and one guy's in the air. Let's see what happens. Drift gets into track. He's whee! So, the question I have here is, what lap did this wreck happen on? Because let's see this, as Travis and looks like Travis and Drift get together. Travis is actually going to cross the line to start lap 72 right there, but watch where he lands. He comes back across the start-finish line to the other side. So, did that wreck happen on lap 71 or lap 72? How do I log this one? I got to figure that one out. But either way, Travis Icavacci, I think they're playing taps or something for him right now, unfortunately, in the race. So we are going to be in green, white checker number 2 because of that deal. But either way, Drift and Travis get together. Did anyone else get in that? I want to see this again. Did anyone else get involved in that? And another question I'm going to bring up again, fuel. How are these guys on fuel? Oh, right there, Dane Cruz clobbers them. So that's going to affect a playoff driver right there. All right, viewers, we don't get to do this often. So we're going to go back. We're going to go on board Travis Icavacci. And for those watching, we need your vote. The Olympics are going on right now, so we need you to please rate the flip as we start the Olympics here. Tonight we're doing the Pocono flipping contest or something. Here we go. Votes. Definitely gets a McTwist in there, maybe an aerial. Right there, good little 360, almost a 720, and lands on his hood. Doesn't stick the landing. That's going to hurt the grade a little bit. So, Ben Pierce is on pit road. Not sure if he's getting fuel or not, or what the deal is with him. Hook is a 7.6, not sticking the landing. Yeah, you're noticing that too, Sam. I wonder if he ran out of fuel or something, or if he yeah, interesting. Hey, Clark Gettikin watching tonight. 6.9 out of him. Brady at 9. Fontaine a 7.1. Now, Fontaine, are you giving him a 7.1 because that's like one of your numbers? Just asking for a friend. Now, Clark, are you trying to insist something with that number? just going to throw that out there. All right, so Sam might be onto something here. Let's go on board with Travis again here, but listen. He was in second gear the whole time. I wonder if he black screened or something. Because even when we get out of the truck here, the wheels are still spinning and the truck's running. So I wonder if there's something to that. Yeah, but he ran out of gas. It wouldn't go from 8. His internet went out. I'm just hearing it over the chat. His internet went out. So that's exactly a black screen or something, and it stayed in second gear the whole time. All right, here we go. Attempt number 2. This is the final attempt, by the way, for a green-white checker. Green flag, Caden Atkins, Justin Bondurant, Ahmann, Peachin, Calhoun, your top 5. And a great start for Atkins, maybe too good. Bondurant kind of sliding up the track a little bit, hit that bump. Calhoun coming to the inside. Into turn 2, Bondurant almost runs over Ahmann, who got in kind of light. It's going to allow some of these trucks to get a run through the corner. Here comes Dalton up to P5. As they come off turn 3, final lap here at Pocono. Oh, this is going to be wild. The teammates racing each other hard again. Oh, I thought they were going to hit each other, and they might still hit each other. Ahmann gives them room, actually. Ahmann could have slid the bumper there, and he didn't. Best truck with the new tires up to, as Ahmann drives it down to somewhere, to Nazareth. And he makes the pass for the lead. Here comes Bondurant. As Atkins shuts the door, as the drag race to the line. Ahmann to block. Ahmann wins again. Second win of the playoffs and 11th career win for Zach Ahmann. And if I think about that, that's the second time this season that Caden Atkins has lost a race on the final lap. Peachin apparently running out of gas, finishing 5th. The new tires, the first truck was Matt Telder in 8th. Clark, good to see you, man. I know I've raced with you a few times over at Extreme there, I believe, in an ARCA series. And even the trucks a couple times. Good to see you here, bud. What a finish it was. Man, that was crazy. So that's the second time now in 3 weeks that the podcast visitor for the broadcast has won the next race. Just saying. So, Sam Barnes, your phone's going to be ringing here in a minute, just FYI. Ahmann gets the win. Let's take a look at the final results. Appreciate it, sir. Ahmann wins it. Caden Atkins finishing 2nd. Some reason Atkins does... It did this to me a couple nights ago, too. For some reason, Caden's name does not have a P next to it. Neither does Calhoun. Finishes 3rd. So, obviously, playoff drivers 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. William Martin, the best of the second, the group of people who did not make the playoffs, I should say. He's 6th. Dean 7th. Telder, the first with fresh tires, finishes 8th. Blaine Sparling 9th. Justin Bondurant 10th. Drift finishing 11th. Noah Mayari 12th. Brandon Trejembo 13th. Anthony Marshall 14th. And Ben Pierce finishes 15th. Lucan 16th. Cruz and Ikavachi 17th and 18th. A rough night for Cruz there. Cody Beatty 19th. Cameron Ingram 20th. Chris Evans 21st. Sutphin 22nd, Lucas Strayer 23rd, Robert Johnson finishing 24th, and final spots on the podium here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to, I guess, got to do some typing here real quickly. Being a one-man show IR. As we're going to go down here to Victory Lane, where Zach Ahmann right now is 2 for 2. In the playoffs here with a wild finish and a wild pass over the 2 truck of Caden Atkins. Let's get Zach up here. Zach, what a finish it was for you, as you now make it 2 for 3 out of those who visited the podcast and have won now. So congratulations on that. You got us batting 66%. We're proud of that. But second off, I got to ask the first question here. How close were you to actually moving the 2 out of the way in turn 1?
I mean, to be honest, it may have looked like I was going to, but I mean, I was probably never gonna move Caden just because it's a teammate in the playoffs. If I would have hit him, it would have been purely accidental. I have too much respect to just hit Caden out of the way like that.
Well, still, man, what a race it was. Talk us through that last lap, because, I mean, this started all the way back in turn 3 of that lap. You go down the front straightaway zigzagging with each other, down the Long Pond straightaway doing the same thing, and finally you make a move. You drove that thing down into Wilkesboro, Scranton area of Pennsylvania to make this move, and thankfully didn't hit one of those drainage ditches on the inside of the track.
Yeah, I mean, on that last, actually, on the restart, I was talking to Kane saying, just count me down, because I knew how fast he was, so I was just like, count me down, and we can get an easy 1-2. And then, I think entering turn 2 on the restart, I was like, holy cow, I have a chance at winning this race from this run. And then, enter turn 3, I just kind of stayed with Caden, got the run off, and went low. Like you said, we were zigzagging. I couldn't get him there just because I didn't want to take us both out.
Right.
And then turn 2, I knew I was probably going to crash us again if like we went too wide. So I just backed it up a little bit to get the run off. And then I just went low and Kane kept blocking, so I went lower and lower. And luckily I didn't hit any of those drainage pipes, like you said. But I mean, I don't even know how I won this race, to be honest. It was just a fun race, to be honest. This is probably one of the more fun races I've had in this week.
And I was going to say, this was not a typical Pocono race to me. For some reason, I don't know, and Caden brought it up in an interview. Is it the fact that the field is so close, talent-wise, that created this pack of a race? Or was it something with the weather, the setup, something made this race become almost like a pack race at like a Talladega or Daytona?
I mean, yeah, I kind of noticed that early on when I was racing Brian Sutphin, because I think Dane or somebody like that was pushing me, and I was like, okay, yeah, if you have 2 guys hook up, you're going to get something working. So I was like, this is not like your usual Pocono race. It's not just, you know, usually it's like that one dude that stands out and you can usually drive away, but that was not this race. Maybe Caden, like a lap before pit stops, he could drive away from me. But other than that, like, he could only get out maybe a second at best. But after pit stops, it just felt like we were all so close together.
Well, it was a great finish for you and Caden. I know Caden's probably disappointed, but you're 2 for 2 in the playoffs going into the final race next week before you go to the Virtual Chicagoland Speedway. And I'm pretty sure you're close to being locked in already. We'll have to see when the points get updated later this week. But a great race for you. Congrats, and shout out to whoever you like to.
I want to shout out Dream Clothing, Glitch Energy, use code PPM for 10% off. Twin Cities Aviation, Sirius Partners, and I think Precision Plus and Surflight VPN.
And there's a visitor for you in chat right now.
Alright.
Just saying. Might want to go over and look in our chat right now. Anyways, great job to Zach Ahmann there. Congratulations, 2 for 2 on the win this season and in the playoffs. So congratulations to you, and go celebrate.
Thank you.
There you go. I got him wondering now what I'm talking about. So Zach Ahmann wins tonight. Here's 2 for 2 in the playoffs. And he's looking pretty good right now. As I mentioned, this could be the guy to watch when it comes to that run for the championship here this season. He's got 2 more races to go, and he could be sitting in victory lane at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. So one man's win is another man's unfortunate loss, and that's going to be Caden Atkins. We got to bring him up here as Caden joins us in the booth. Caden, I know the disappointment is obviously there. You had some people cheering you on tonight. Some guy you might know named Clark. I know him pretty well. Was cheering you on tonight, and he said, "Do not choke, do not choke, do not choke."
And I did.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you choke, or did Zach just make that good of a move?
Well, I was looking at the replay, and I had plenty of time to just block even harder and go below, because I only went half below the dotted line. I could have gone fully and like totally blocked him, and then if he went to my outside, he'd have to give me room for the corner, otherwise he would be the one that's getting sent. But it happened the other way around, where he got to my inside and I had to give him room. So he did make a really good move. I gave him credit for that. I tried crossing him over, but it just wasn't enough.
I mean, obviously, it's got to be tough to have this situation happen. Of course, I think back to Bristol on the dirt, which, of course, was apples to oranges. Obviously, the way that race went for you in Calhoun there. But, tonight, to have it in your control, and obviously the draft plays such a big role, and we just talked about it a few laps before, how this draft was being stupid tonight, for a lack of a better way of putting it, the way it was acting. And here it looks like it bites you.
Yeah, I mean, usually tonight I feel like I was the best on the long run. I haven't been able to say that like the entire season. I really think I was the fastest like after 10 laps. And I mean, we ended on a short run. Yeah, we had laps on our tires, but it really isn't the same. So he still had my draft, and he was able to just make the best move and then get by me.
Fantastic still finish for you. The good news is the twin track to this one, I guess you call it a twin, a sister track maybe. Indianapolis comes up next week. Going to see similar racing to what we just saw here. Obviously, I think you've shown it. You're going to have a good truck there.
Yeah, I really think I can compete next week too. I just really want to get at least another win before the end of the season, because I haven't won. I mean, I won USA, but I want to win one where I'm like the fastest,
right.
And I felt like I had that opportunity today.
Well, the good news is the one you need to win is 2 weeks away still. So worst case scenario. So still great job tonight. Shout out to whoever you like to.
I mean, shout out to my team we worked pretty good today. We didn't crash each other, so that's good. That's kind of funny that I
was gonna say you guys kind of tried. It seemed like at times we're like, what are they doing?
Yeah. And Dream Clothing for supporting us, and Glitch Energy. Go to glitchenergy.com and you can get 10% off your order with the code PPM. Also Surfshark VPN and Precision Plus race setups coming soon. We're gonna have some setup shop for Dylan Parker is gonna be setting up a setup shop. We got it started up, but we're not fully open yet. So you'll see that logo on Dane's truck today, but you'll see us out there soon.
There you go. Well, congratulations, Caden. Well done, and we will see you next week at the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yep, thank you.
You too, buddy. As Caden Atkins finishing in the second position tonight. Obviously disappointed, but you know what? He took it like a champ. And, obviously Zach made the move, won the race, and he felt like he did everything he could do, and that's all that matters. So let's get old Calhoun Pontoon down here with us. Third place finish for him in the 99 truck tonight. Willie C, as you like to be called, or one of the 15 million names we know you as. A great effort tonight, finishing in the third position there for Bully. And for yourself, a great points night.
Yeah, really good points night. Qualified, what was it? 14th.
Terrible.
Yeah. So, honestly, I was going to be happy with, a top 8 at least. So I'm really happy with, being able to actually come up with a good finish at the end of the night.
Yeah, talk about the racing out there. It's one thing I think it's going to be talked about throughout this week and even on the podcast, which, by the way, you were the first guest. The draft was just lunatic tonight. And I think Caden nailed it. And as I think about this more and more, and I know I'm kind of wearing it out a little bit, but I'm just amazed with how the draft worked tonight, and everybody stayed together.
Yeah, right. It was almost like a Daytona or Dega for a good bit of the.
Or even Michigan, I guess you could throw in there too.
Yeah, California too.
Fair point.
It was brutal for reals though, because definitely later in the run, there's 3 instances where I just kept getting steamrolled by the top line. It was rough.
Well, it was still a great effort on your part, man. I know it was rough, but you still got a top 3 out of it. You were able to work your way up 11 positions. Dalton right behind you went up 15. Martin 3 spots back up 15. So you guys definitely worked your way up through the field together. And shout-outs to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, man, I'm really stoked with my boy Martin. He's coming off of a 3rd or 4th from last week, 6th tonight. So he's going in, he's not a playoff driver, but he's finishing up these last races super strong. Overall, pretty good race for all of us. But yeah, shout out to Travis for always keeping this league going. Shout out to all my boys at Bully Racing. Shout out to Caden and Zach for putting on one hell of a show there at the end. And because of that show, I was able to scoop up 3rd place. But I would have gotten it because I think Justin ran out 500 feet before the line. What else? Shout out to my wife, family and everything. Man, I almost forgot. Shout out to Sith Talk, dope podcast. They've been supporting me and my Tundra all season. Actually, for the past, this season and last season. Really great podcast all about Star Wars. Listen to them anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Play. I think they're on YouTube too, or you can go to clashingsabers.net.
There you go. Make sure you go check out the podcast. It is a fun one, and you'll definitely feel the force listening to it. Anyways, congratulations, William. Dinner, check.
Dude, I kind of, went all out with myself today. I made 2 homemade, McDonald's Egg McMuffins, basically.
Okay. I was going to say you were eating healthy, so I was waiting for something with, spinach in it.
No, not a single vegetable tonight.
Well, let me share one here with you real quickly. At work today, we had a guy who's from Louisiana make, wait for it, grilled cheese sloppy joes.
Dude,
they were
can't
pretty.
Say that to me, man.
Daggum good.
I'm going to go out and make them tomorrow. That sounds so good.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job, and go celebrate your 3rd.
All right, later, brother.
Absolutely, you too. That is Keith or William Calhoun, a tradition of ours. We always share what was for dinner on the stream. It's something we've been doing since season 1, I think. We started doing that. I don't even remember how it started, but we just started talking about dinner on the air, and it happens. So, but yeah, those grilled cheese floppy joes were pretty damn good. Anyways, what a race it was tonight. Man, great race. Ahmann with the win. Atkins 2nd. Calhoun. Jason Dalton, I'm going to get biased here for a quick second. The man finishes 4th tonight running a scheme for my daughter. That's cool. Sean Peachin gets a top 5 tonight. How cool is that for him to get rid of that bad luck maybe a little bit tonight and get himself a good finish? And I think I'm going to throw a little humble brag together here as I'm going to go take a peek at my fantasy lineup here. And I'm going to see... Oh, look at this, boys. See if anyone can top this one tonight. Now, I said in the podcast that... Or not in the podcast, but in the first video, I said, you want to stay away from Ahmann or Calhoun. Now, they finished 1st and 3rd, so if you had them, they did well. The reason why I said stay away from them was because their value was so high, it was going to take a win, which Ahmann did it, to support their value. And I said you might want to stay middle of the road. So I stayed middle of the road with my lineup, and here it is. Christopher Dean, Blaine Sparling, Sean Peachin, Matthew Telder. So that would be 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th with that lineup. So I'm pretty proud of that. Good bounce back after 2 terrible weeks in the old fantasy lineup. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the results end up for that one. That's last week still. All right. Anyways, so we're going to sign off for the night. I am in the middle of downloading the podcast right now. As soon as I sign off, I am going to upload it. It's going to take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, so I would look for about 11:10. Let's plan for 10 after 11. We are going to have the podcast airing on the channel here. It'll have its own premiere, its own link and everything. You can click on and enjoy the podcast with Zach Ahmann on it from last week. And, of course, we'll get another recording done this week. Who will be on the show? Hell, I don't even know yet. So we'll find out, and it should be a lot of fun. So with that said, enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Congrats to Zach Ahmann on winning another race here at the Virtual Pocono Raceway. It is now his 11th career victory in the season. He now officially is starting to pull away with the career wins list. So 11th win of the career for him. Congrats to them and all the teams for a great race tonight. And it was definitely a lot of fun. Thanks to iRacing. Thanks to Black Horizon Brewery for sponsoring the league. And, of course, to Travis and Sam for allowing me to broadcast on it. And we look forward to seeing you at the Virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway next Wednesday night. And remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing, and we're here for the GLSR.
Strong.